Majesty, the Queen of Hearts. Thank you all so much for coming to my little gathering, and by little I mean altogether extravagant. After all, I am the Queen of Hearts, and I deserve only the best, as do my guests. So, it is a rather festive occasion, isn't it? Valentine's Day. And, since I don't have a sweetheart of my own, thanks to a rather unfortunate accident, that unfortunate accident being his beheading just last week, at my behest, of course, I thought it would be a good idea to invite all of you to share in my annual Queen of Hearts Tarts Gala. So, if you'll notice on the table before me are a wide assortment of my favourite tarts, and since I do like to hear the sound of my own voice, I will be sharing a bit about each tart with you before we dig in, shall we say. Now, I'd like for you all to remain as quiet as possible. Any sneezing, snickering, or bodily functions of any kind will result in the guests summarily being dismissed and, of course, beheaded. So, where shall we begin? Ah, this is a lovely one. I call it my pucker tart. It's made entirely of a lemon. No sugar, of course. After all, a girl has to watch her figure. You'll notice the crust itself is a light, delicate, golden brown colour. Beneath the thick layer of lemons, I have a delicious lemon custard. It's simply to die for. Literally. 5 of my chefs have been dismissed as of late. And you can all guess as to their fates, can't you? Let's see here. Oh, this is a lovely one indeed. This is my cherries du Jubilee tart. Say that 10 times fast. This particular tart is my own recipe, and it consists of lovely maraschino cherries, whipped cream, and a simply decadent layer of chocolate flakes. It's one of my favorites, and I enjoy it every Saturday, except of course for every 3rd Saturday of the month. That is when I indulge in a bit of chocolate cake. Let's see here. What shall we have a look at next? Oh, this is a divine selection. This is my scrumptious blueberry tart. It's made with fresh, organic blueberries. And each tart, you'll notice, has exactly 100 blueberries covering its top layer. Beneath that top layer, you'll find a ooey gooey cake substance. I suppose this isn't your traditional sort of tart, but I am the queen after all, and I dictate what's a tart and what's not, right? I typically serve this particular blueberry tart with a layer of freshly whipped cream and a little sprinkling of powdered sugar. It's for occasions when I really want to give in to my sweet tooth, I suppose. And then we have this lovely tart right here. This one is my Almond Praline tart. Crunchy nuts mixed with light cream, baked to perfection. I often layer this with spiced apples and a little drizzle of brandy. After all, sometimes the pressures of ruling over a kingdom can become too much to bear, and I have to sip just a little bit of liquid courage in order to gain my strength and refresh my senses, as it were. Now, let's see here. Oh, this is another fine selection. This is my cranberry chocolate tart. This has fresh, smooshed cranberries mixed with some lovely chocolate morsels. They're blended all together and then baked in a thick batter, and then poured into the tart crust, of course. I like to serve this with just a drizzle of maple syrup. I know the combination might seem a bit odd, but if anyone would like to question me or second guess my particular taste, then by all means do so. But I wouldn't recommend it. This is my peach tart. I care for this on warm summer days. But since it is a bit chilly outside, I haven't had it as of late. I thought it might be good to serve today, just to give you all a taste of the wonderful, indulgent tarts that I typically have throughout the year. After all, it must be such a joy to get a glimpse into my life for an afternoon. You should all consider yourselves quite lucky. Now this peach tart. It's missing its top layer of whipped cream. Good. Will you please summon the chef and ask her to wait for me in my sitting room? I would like to have a word with her after I'm through here. Thank you. As I was saying, my peach tart is normally much more impressive than this. However, I suppose it will do for all of you. I won't be having any, however. And let's take a look at one of my least favorite tarts. However, I thought that since there were so many of you here today, I should serve a wide range. After all, you may have different tastes, less refined palates, as it were. Not all of us could be born with silver spoons in our mouths, I suppose. This tart is a rhubarb apple, and I typically offer it to peasants as a condolence gift, or, and by condolence I mean if I've beheaded one of their loved ones. It's quite scrumptious, I suppose, if you're not an elegant breed, but I suppose it will do for all of you. I think that's about it. But I would love to have a conversation with one or two of you. You've piqued my curiosity. You there? Yes, you. Could I have a word with you, please? And I know that I've chosen the word could, but I am not at all implying that you have a choice in the matter. Hello there. Now, when did you receive your invitation for this little soiree? And how exactly am I acquainted with you? Oh, yes, I see. So one of your cousins has attended my garden parties. And what did she think of it? I suppose that everyone has a good time at my garden parties. At my expense, of course. I do so love playing croquet. Now, you wouldn't be interested in spending an afternoon in the garden with me, would you? Oh, lovely. Now, how are you at painting exactly? Do you have a talent for it, or do you go outside of the lines, shall we say? Oh, good. Well, you see, what many people do not know is I quite enjoy painting my roses. All sorts of colours, primarily red, of course. I was wondering if you might like to accompany me on one of my painting expeditions in the garden grounds. Wonderful. I am quite lonely these days. I have quite a few people. Well, people, I say people when I use that word very loosely. After all, many of them are just playing cards or guards or talking rabbits, carrying pocket watches. So it might be nice to have another human to speak to, even if they aren't of royal blood. So, shall we say this afternoon at 4 you can come with me and... Yes, that's right. Paint in the garden. Now, I do know we'll be working with paint, of course, but please do not wear shabby clothing. Wear your best outfit, and if we get paint on it, then so be it, right? After all, you will be in the company of the Queen, and I do think you should dress your very best. Now, is there a particular tart that you have your eye on today? Oh, that is a lovely selection. And is there a sweetheart in your life who you'd like to bring a piece home to? Oh, yes, by all means. Go ahead and take a couple home if you like. However, I must warn you, I am quite possessive of my tarts, so don't take too much. So, I will see you this afternoon then, I suppose. All right, then. Thank you so much for coming to my little gathering, and I do hope that you've had a good time.